Hello and welcome guys to the first match, to the first recorded match from the Stronghold Crusader to European Christmas tournament. In this round, which is round 4, are playing PemsDSPL and FireRanger. Now we will see how good the players will be on this map, because in the previous 3 rounds the players have played on a map called HEMIRT, and you know that map basically had 2 ways that the players could attack. I mean, and in Crusader Tactics, the map the players are playing on right now, Crusader Tactics basically has a bigger open space. Basically, the players can attack from a lot of sides, not only from 2 sides. You remember that in HEMIRT you just had to build 2 rows of walls on 2 sides, and that's it. Put some crossbowmen there and you were defended. But here things complicate. Right now you need to, if the players are going to make a long wall here, they have to defend a huge area, and it's not sustainable, you know. Or they could just build this long wall here, and they can win more time while they get their defenses on the side that the wall is attacked. But that's pretty much it. Things are gonna change in this round, because the players have a different map which requires different tactics. As you noticed here, the iron and the stone are not, I mean, the area covered with stone and iron are not that large as in HEMIRT, and the grass is basically close to the border of your estate, which means it's going to be harder for you to sustain a strong economy without being harassed. I mean, when you are harassed, when your economy is being harassed. But you notice that the grass and the stone and the iron are totally in opposite sides, which brings the question, where do we place the stockpile? This is a very good question, and it's very important to have the proper position for the stockpile. Now we see that both players place the stockpile, let's say, behind the keep, at least in this area near the pitch. Okay, do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Well, personally I think it could have been better, and by that I mean they could have placed the stockpile close to this area, to the grass area. But of course it depends on what economy you're going to have. If they want to produce ale, of course it's better to have the stockpile closer to the grass area. And also if they go for a bread economy, again, it's good to have the stockpile close to the grass area. But what happens when you don't want that? Well, you can go and place the stockpile in any area you want, as long as it's close to the woods, to the trees. Okay, it's very important. This is the first rule when you place the stockpile. You have to ask yourself, is the stockpile close enough to the woods? Because if it is, you made the greatest choice in the match. But if it's not, you made the biggest mistake, which will cost you victory. Now, let's see, FireRanger is the red player. FireRanger placed the stockpile pretty good here, because it was close to the woods when the woods were still up. But it's good, it's good. The stockpile is in a good position. And if we check the green player, Pems, we can see that he did place the stockpile like his opponent, but the mistake he did here, he only placed 6 wood camps. So you can see that he still has trees around here, and it's bad. I mean, his economy is worse than FireRangers. You must know that in Stronghold Crusader 2 and any other Stronghold games, it does matter how much wood are you able to produce. The more wood you produce, the better for your economy. You will avoid buying it, and you can spend your gold on better goods on your army. It's better to go and it's better to spend your gold on your army rather than buying resources. It's better for you. But of course, economy is only one side of the game. There's the military side of the game, where it doesn't matter how good your economy is if you suck at being a commander. Alright? If you don't manage to properly command your units, it's going to be very bad for you. So usually it happens for players to manage to get a very good economy, even better than the economy that his opponent has, and still he will lose the game. Why? Because it doesn't matter how much gold you have, as long as you don't use the army that you have properly. You can spam units, but you can lose them easily, especially in Stronghold Crusader 2. You can lose the units in an instance. I mean, even if you have 200 Arabian swordsmen, the enemy can kill all of them in 10 seconds with 20 units. And I'm serious about it, because I think you all heard about the Wildling Dervishes. They are pretty deadly, to say so. The Wildling Dervish has a frenzied attack which deal a splash damage. And basically, if you have 200 Arabian swordsmen gathered here, and the enemy comes with 20 Wildling Dervish, he will win. The enemy will win.
The granary
and
is empty, sire.
You can kill 20 Wildling Dervish with 3 units. So you can see the difference here. It does matter what units you use, when you use them, and how you use them, not the numbers. So what are those 3 units that can kill 20 Wildling Dervish? And 20 Wildling Dervish can kill 200 units, and yet they can get killed by 3 units. How can that be possible, you may wonder? Well, this question has a simple answer. Those 3 units counter the Wildling Dervish. Yes, those units are the pikemen. But keep in mind that the pikemen must be in the defensive stance in order to be able to kill those 20 Wildling Dervishes. Otherwise, no, they won't manage to do it. And also, the pikemen are not only good against wildling dervishes, they are good against all units. They deal damage to all units. For example, to avoid getting your lord rushed, you can simply go and put 5 pikemen on the keep in defensive stance, and if the enemy sends like 50 assassins, those 50 assassins will die before they manage to kill your lord, I guess. Yeah, it's just an example. You know what I mean. It doesn't matter the number, it does matter how you use your units and how you deal with every situation that you encounter. Let's say.
Overwrite save.
I don't trust the autosave. Alright, so the peacetime is almost over. There were 15 minutes of peacetime. We have 3 minutes and 47 seconds left until the players will have to do something on the military side. We can see that FireRanger still has the most points. We can see the points here. Has the most points, and that makes us think that he's better. Of course, his economy looks better than his opponent, and as you can see, FireRanger goes for a Apple economy, which makes me think that he will rush Pems. Why do I think that? Well, when you use an Apple economy, oh, he also goes for Brad economy, but mainly he relies on the Apple economy, and this makes me think that he doesn't want to waste wood on the Brad economy. He would rather waste the wood making candle workshops in order to get more popularity and ask for taxes. Again, it's unlikely to foresee what the players are going to do. I can only presume what they're going to do, and Pems really looks like he's gonna go for a horse archers rush, but we will see about that. Now, if we check Pems, we can see that
we are almost out of food.
He has a very good bread economy. I mean, he has a bread economy. I don't really know how good it is. Yeah, it's good enough. He made crossbowmen. Again, crossbowmen are extremely powerful, guys. You can defeat a very big army with them. Of course, crossbowmen are the best unit. Is the best unit against armored units, and when you use the best weapon, let me rephrase it. Crossbowmen are the best weapon against armored units. Okay, when you use this best weapon against
is empty, sire.
Against low armor units, imagine the disaster. Just imagine it. Now, as I said, guys, FireRanger has mainly an Apple economy, and I have to tell you what's the downside of having an Apple economy. Well, the Apple economy is extremely good if you don't want to spend a lot of wood on the food production, and also is the downside of having an Apple economy is that it's not sustainable for the long run. So if you have a lot of people, you will fail with the Apple economy because you will run out of food. You can see that FireRanger used to give his peasants half rations. Now I see that he changed to normal rations because he got the food production going. But well, FireRanger is switching from apples to bread economy. Now we see a good combination of units here. He's gonna attack Pems in an instance, I suppose. He has extremely good units. For example, Pikeman will protect his units against any unit that has a frenzied attack, and the crossbowman will kill anyone that gets near, and the knights will basically act as tanks. I don't know how much have you played RPG games, MMORPG games, but a tank simply takes the damage while the ranged units inflict the damage to the opponent. So we can see that FireRanger is on the move, and so is Pems. Oh my god, this is going to be a very interesting battle. Their army is pretty much even. Pems has less units, but guys, just look at it. The War Wagon will protect his crossbowman against melee units, ranged units. Let's see, Pems is doing the same, but you see guys, Pems has this Maceman, and Maceman also have a frenzied attack. Now as long as FireRanger won't use the Pikeman in a defensive stance, Pems will have a chance to use those Macemen against the crossbowmen, for example. Now another great feature that the War Wagon gives to the user is that, to the player, is that the units can fire while they are moving. So imagine that you actually run away from the knights. The knights, you know, are very slow when they're not on a horse. Imagine you run from the knights with a war wagon while you have crossbowmen in a war wagon, and while those crossbowmen shoot at the knight. Imagine the efficiency. Alright, Pems is going for Maceman, and I personally think this is the weak point of his army. I mean, he can clearly see that FireRanger has Pikeman, and Pikeman will block any attack from any frenzied attack. So imagine how inefficient the Maceman will be in this battle. I personally think he should use more armored, heavy armored units such as knights. Knights are extremely good. Let's see, does he have pikemen? He doesn't have pikemen, guys. So tell me, how is he gonna do anything if he doesn't have pikemen? So FireRanger didn't notice this weak point of FireRanger didn't notice this weak point of Pem's army, but look, the units are in defensive stance, and the attack of the Maceman was crushed instantly. So you can see, oh, he tried to use fire, but it's not efficient because the ranged units shot down the burning tower. So guys, as I told you, look at this great tactic. He goes away with the war wagons while the crossbowmen shoot. 100% efficiency. Now, the only chance of Pems would have been to use a lot of mounted knights. The mounted knights would have given him the opportunity to inflict a lot of damage in the first place to the pikeman, and then he could have gone with the maceman for the crossbowman. I'm sure that the knights could have taken enough damage until they killed the pikemen. Now, with such a little economy, not so little though, we can see that FireRanger still has his apple production, and because his food production is not that big, he has to give half rations to his units, to his people. And in the meantime, Pems gives them normal rations. Now is the good part, as I said, is not like on the hyena map. The important economical areas of the map are outside of the castle, which gives vulnerability to your economy, and when you are under siege, is going to be way much more harder to sustain yourself, to defend yourself. Because look, for example, right now Pems lost the food production and the ale production, which means minus 30 popularity when he will run out of food, and 0 bonus popularity from ale production. So how can he resist? Only from candle production? Yes, he can do that, but it's not such a powerful economy. You know, the economical power won't allow him to resist too much, especially if the opponent has a really strong offense. Look, right now he's burning Pem's castle. Pems is placing some crossbowmen on the keep. Okay, that will give him more time. That will give him more time.
You are the greatest.
FireRanger is going for double production. Why is he doing that? Well, he does that because he stored a lot of food inside his granary, and he can give extra food in exchange for popularity, in exchange for passes. So basically he increases the gold income. This will allow him to use more siege equipment. As you can see, he made several more burning carts and portable shields. It's just a matter of time until he will get inside the enemy's castle, and it's happening right now as we speak.
Under attack.
Oh! Look at that! Look at that! Pems is going for a assassin rush. What's going on here? The assassins are not moving. He has to run with the Lord. No, Pems has a good chance to kill FireRanger.
The enemy are on the keep.
Or not. No, he will fail. He will fail.
Rally to the Lord. He is under attack.
Oh, he has to run. He has to run. So it's it's oh, the Lord of Pems is hidden in the trees. Oh my god, don't you tell me. No. Pems doesn't have good chances to. Come on, Pems, you can do it. Well, I'm not on the side of anyone, I'm just thrilled with this attempt, you know? It's really funny. Well, I don't think Pems has any chances right now. He just moves the assassins from one point to another, but he never reaches the Lord. So yeah, Pems kind of failed with this sneaky attack. Huh. What happened here? No, Pem lost. Pem lost destiny. Units are lagging, it's unfair.
The granary is empty, sire.
Oh look. Pems surrendered, guys. Looks like we have a winner.